try it here. Excuse me. Could you please tell me whether this is the DC Comics outfit the office is for? Hello? You don't know this guy. It's too much. It's great. We must be here, Bruce. Oh, that's great. Hi. I'm Jack Ryder, and I'm with WCGPS, and I'm covering the 50th anniversary
Sure,
party.
have a seat, and I'll give you a...
Okay, terrific. Do you mind if I, excuse me, do you mind if I do a little setup here before?
No, go right ahead.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. Okay, where do you think we're going to shoot? Bruce, where do you want to shoot? Talk to me, Bruce. I don't know what to do here. Hello. I'm Jack Ryder, here in the outer offices of DC Comics, where a party is underway kicking off DC's Golden Year Anniversary celebration. DC, the place where legends live, have lived for over 50 years, is planning a year-long party, and you're invited. I'm so excited to be here right at the start. Oh, well, goodness, hi. You're Wonder Woman.
Hi.
I'm just fine. I'm Jack Ryder, and I'm real pleased to meet you. Are you here for the party?
Yes, let's go to the party.
Oh, well, let's do. Well, here we are at the DC 50th Anniversary Kickoff Party, surrounded by all the people who create the characters, the stories, the legends of DC. Some of these people are legends themselves. People like, excuse me, who are you?
I'm Karen Berger.
Ah, yes, Karen Berger. Well, you edit the Swamp Thing, don't you?
That's right. Right now, we're in the middle of a great storyline called American Gothic. It's about a 15-part story, and Swamp Thing goes on a trip to the dark underside of America, and we're going to be exploring many traditional horror themes like vampire stories, werewolf stories, haunted houses, but done in a very unconventional way. Alan, Steve, and John are doing a terrific job. It's all going to culminate in a special 50th anniversary issue, and Abby will still be in the story, even though Swamp Thing's still traveling around.
I was wondering what was going to happen to Abby.
She's going to be back in the swamp on trial for living with a swamp creature. But Swamp Thing can still visit her through his organic powers by traveling through the green.
Well, that's just terrific. Thanks a lot, Gary. You must be Julius Schwartz.
I don't must be, but I really am.
I know all about this guy. This guy is an editor. He's been editor of Superman. He's been editor of Wonder Woman. He's been editor of Batman. He's been editor of, the list goes on to Flash.
Why don't we talk about what I'm editor of now?
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about that. Yes.
At the moment, I'm involved in putting out 4 issues of a miniseries about the ambush bug.
Ah, the ambush bug.
It is a funny book. In fact, it's a comic book.
Comic book?
Yeah, well, comic books are straight, but comic books are funny comic books, you see.
Oh, yes, of course.
And it's being done by Keith Giffen and 2 boobs. I mean, 2 Bobs. 2 Bobs named Bob Fleming and Bob Oxner. But right after that, I'll be involved in a couple of annuals. I'm putting out a Superman annual, which will be written and drawn by 2 English fellows. Alan Moore, the writer, I bribed by introducing him to pastrami on rye and a garlic pickle. After that, he could not turn me down.
That's all it took.
And Dave Gibbon, I gave a few old comics from my personal collection, and he said, beautiful, I'll do anything you say. And finally, I'll be involved in a series of graphic novels. I can't tell you too much about them, but it's going to be the most exciting thing I've done in my 40 years in comics. The only hint I will give you, they'll be amazing, astounding, startling, fantastic, and weird. All those who know what I'm talking about will understand.
Oh, wait a minute. There's Michael Fleisher over here. Come on, let's go. Excuse me. Pardon me. You are Michael Fleisher.
That's
yes?
right, Jack.
I'm so glad to meet you. You have been doing some amazing things on Hex. I've heard all about it. Could you please tell some of the viewers out there what's going on?
Well, Jonah Hex, the legendary gunfighter and bounty hunter of the Old West, is about to be catapulted into a violent future world ravaged by nuclear holocaust, in which he has to deal with the dual problems of not only surviving in a world where everything is crazed and strange and weird, but also with the problem of how the hell he's ever going to get back to his own era. It's going to be a hell of a series,
It's
Jack.
going to be amazing. Here we are, graced by the presence of a real superhero, Wonder Woman herself.
Well, I was flying over the area and I wanted to help DC celebrate their 50th anniversary, and I wish them the best of luck and continued success.
Gary Cohn.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Well, just fine. You're a writer, am I right?
Actually, in some cases, I'm about half a writer. For instance, in The Blue Devil, which I write with my partner, Dan Mishkin.
Oh yes, Blue Devil with Dan Mishkin. Yes, I'm familiar with that title.
Yeah, the Blue Devil's a new kind of superhero. He's DC's first new superhero in years, and he's different. He's bouncy. He's fun. He's not the typical angst-ridden, gut-wrenching superhero. He's stuck in his costume, but he enjoys himself. I'm also doing The Barren Earth, Conqueror of the Barren Earth with Ron Randall. It's a major departure. It's very different from the Blue Devil. It's a straight science fiction strip. It's pretty grim. It's pretty heavy, and I'm very proud of it. I think it's real good stuff.
It's going to be some interesting sort of reading and a different tangent for your writing skills.
Oh, I think you'll enjoy it, yeah.
Oh, great. Bob Greenberger.
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
Just fine. I'd like to find out, besides being a veritable vault of DC history, what are you doing in the offices here now?
I'm working with a number of the editors, including Dick Giordano on the DC Challenge, which has got to be the most lunatic project we've got on the schedule for 1985. That's where we pair different writers and artists together, and each team is trying to top the other one with mysteries, cliffhangers, subplots, and every single issue it gets wilder and wilder with characters coming in out of left field all over the place, including B'wana Beast, the return of B'wana Beast.
The return? Where was she in the first place?
He's been all the way in limbo for a long time. In fact, he even predates you, Jack. And the other thing I'm working on is V, which has got to be one of the most successful adaptations of outside material that DC has ever done. In fact, the day the first issue arrived at the offices of the production company, they called up and raved over it.
The producers of the television series.
Yeah, and they have absolutely adored it, and we have had wonderful cooperation from them. And I think that's really helped inspire the creative team of Carrie Bates and Carmine Infantino and Tony DeZuniga. It's just wonderful stuff.
You just sound like you're having a lot of fun.
I can't help but have fun with these projects because it's the nature of the game.
Keep going.
Keep going. Ah, yes, of course,
There.
Richard Howell. You are the penciler on Hawkman.
That's right.
What's going on with Hawkman these days?
Well, actually, it's called The Shadow War of Hawkman. Tony Isabella is the writer, and it's a 4-issue miniseries.
What's going to happen in it?
Well, it's got a lot of surprises, and I'm really not
Yeah,
supposed
like
to.
what?
Tony will shoot me if I tell any of it.
Oh.
He's a vindictive little guy.
Well, I can understand you want to keep that a secret then.
No comment.
Okay, well, mum's the word.
Right.
Pardon me, I hate to break this up, but I have spotted Paul Kupperberg.
One of the books I write is Arion, Lord of Atlantis, and that's the book that we're really excited about. Arion, Lord of Atlantis. And we're real excited because we're going to be making lots of changes in it, and we're going to be bringing the big news is that the magic is coming back to the character.
Gets his magic back. Got it.
That's right, and we're revamping the whole concept of the book, and going to be exploring new worlds and new things that we've never touched upon before in Arion. And what's even more exciting about it all is that Jan Dersimer, our original artist on the comic, is coming back to resume her rightful place.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Here's Nick Cuti. He's been hiding from us for this entire party, but now I've got him cornered, and I'm going to ask him as editor of the reprint series, what's new?
Nothing. That's the whole point of the reprint series.
What?
There's nothing new. It's all the classics of DC gathered from all scattered issues, and we put them all together into several volumes that people can read all at once. And it's a very high quality paper, and some of them have brand new covers on them, so they'll be able to get their favorite stories.
All in one volume?
1 or 2 or 3 volumes, yes.
Okay. What's your newest volume from the reprint series?
The newest series we're doing is the Dead Man series by Neil Adams, and that's shown to be a fan favorite. Everyone has been looking for that, and now they can get them all at once.
Neil Adams is the Batman?
That's the same one. In fact, we'll be reprinting a lot of Neil Adams Batman stories.
Oh, terrific. Yes. Speaking of this, now that I've got you here, I do want to find out what's going on with the Warlord series that I know you're working on as associate editor.
That's correct. The Warlord series we're really proud of. The annual is coming up, and we're going to be printing a 2-page map of Skitaris, which the fans have been crying for, so that they know what's going on and where now.
Where?
Exactly. And the Warlord is going to be getting a magic sword called Hellfire, which turns out to be more of a curse than a help to him in his adventures.
The classic double-edged sword appears.
Exactly. Boy, that was corny, but you got it.
Excuse me. You're Karen Berger, aren't you?
Yeah, we've met before.
Yeah, we know you, but we don't know this guy. Could you introduce this guy?
You
to
really
the
want
folks
to meet him?
Yeah, you got
You're
it.
sure now?
It's my job.
This is Andrew Helfer in the flesh.
Hi.
Andrew Helfer in the
Yes.
in the flesh.
In the flesh.
The editor in the flesh.
Yes, I'm the editor of Green Lantern. We have a new creative team on Green Lantern. I'm the new editor, and Steve Englehart is the new writer of Green Lantern with Joe Staten and Bruce Patterson. Basically, what's happening is we're having a totally new direction for Green Lantern. There's going to be the departing of a major character in the Green Lantern legend in the next few issues, and then by issue 200, we will have a totally new look for Green Lantern, and it'll be unlike anything you've ever seen for the book.
Oh, pardon me, I haven't interviewed you folks yet.
No.
Could you give us your name, please?
Larry Mahlstedt.
You're Larry Mahlstedt? And
Steve Lightle.
Steve Lytle, okay.
I work on the Legion.
You work on the Legion.
Deluxe Legion.
Deluxe Legion. And what are your jobs on Deluxe Legion?
I'm the penciler and
I'm the inker.
Oh, pencil and ink. Very cute.
Yeah.
They go everywhere together. He's pencil, he's ink. So tell us a little bit more about your work. What's going on with Legion?
Well, we're planning a lot of new characters. Big turnover, a lot of people are going to be shaken up, but a lot of new characters are going to come in, and it's going to look nice. Some strange-looking aliens going to come into the Legion, so it's going to be weird. Some odd-shaped creatures and weirder powers. A lot of new costumes and a general shake-up. We're having a lot of fun.
Ron, I'm really glad I got you when I did. You are working on the graphic novel Me and Joe Priest.
That's right, yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Okay, well, I don't want to say too much specifically about the story. Basically, it's written by Greg Potter, who's done the Gem Sign of Saturn maxi series. And the graphic novel, he's come up with a pretty wild story. He's taken a priest and given him a real unusual mission and set him in this wild and violent environment to carry out the story in. And it gives him and me both a lot of real fun things to play around with. And the most exciting thing of all for me is that besides it being a real fun, like straight-ahead adventure story, I think that people can look at it and from a slightly different point of view or looking at it a little differently if they want to, they can see that really the story has, I think, something to say about the
values.
Well, about the condition of the human spirit, right here and now. And for me, it's a real great, rewarding experience to be working on something like that in comic books.
Oh, that's really remarkable.
Oh, listen, this is you might want to meet. This is Janice Race here.
Well, sure. We'll interview anyone.
Go out there in comic book land.
Janice is the editor for the graphic novel.
Oh, well, I am glad to meet you,
the brains
Jen.
behind the machine.
We try.
Working together with this guy, it sounds like you've got a good program together.
It is. Buy this graphic novel.
I recognize this guy. You're Alan Gold.
That's right.
And you're working with Red Tornado and Sword of the Atom.
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's going on with the Red Tornado? I haven't seen him for a while. He's a swell guy. He just hasn't been going, in the book very
Nobody's seen
much.
much of him lately. He's finally getting the miniseries he deserves. It's being drawn by Carmen Infantino and written by Kurt Busiek.
Justice prevails here at DC Comics. What else is going on with the Sword of the Atom?
Well, the mail response was so enormous, we just had to come out with a sequel to the last year's special. And so Gil Kane and Jansen had to back at it again.
Fans demand, DC listens, Alan Gold gets it all together. Thanks a lot, Alan.
You're welcome.
Hi, you're Marv Wolfman.
Marv Wolfman, right.
Yes, and you are editor of the best-selling Titans. Now, I know that's not the only thing you're doing here, but tell us about every program you're involved with, please.
Everything, well, let's see, with the Teen Titans, we're moving all the characters to Starfire's home world of Tamaran, where we're going to make a lot of changes. Starfire's going to change tremendously in the next year. We're doing a lot of things with Cyborg. We're going to screw up Gar Logan's love life. We're bringing back a few characters and getting rid of a few others.
You're getting rid of, and what are you going to do with the folks in Vigilante?
Well, we're completely changing that one too. I don't like to keep any book the same for too long. We're changing Adrian Chase's profession in the next few months. He'll be giving up the vigilante identity, or so he thinks. And unfortunately, the vigilante will still be around, much worse than he's ever been, going out killing people for seemingly no reason. And the question is, what's happening to Adrian Chase? Why is he doing this?
There's a lot of things that are shaking up in the DC universe, it sounds like. Yes. And the DC universe is also going to get shook up in Crisis?
Crisis on Infinite Earths, which comes out, I guess, in January through December of next year. It's streamlining the entire DC universe. We're changing things. We're adding characters, getting rid of some of the more popular characters, in fact. We're just changing everything around. It's going to be a very interesting series. George Perez and I are trying to do the best thing we possibly have ever done in our careers.
Bruce, this place is just full of memories for dear old Jack Ryder. I can't believe it. I'm standing right behind Dick Giordano, my first editor. Dick.
Yeah. Gee, it's good to see you after all these years.
Oh, it's great.
How have you been? It's been, 67, 68.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Still with WGBS?
Yeah, we're still doing it, aren't we?
Having fun?
Yeah, we're having a good time, especially today. It's been a treat to come
Glad
back
you were
to
able to
DC
make it to the party.
Oh, thank you. I've enjoyed
Things
coming.
are a little different now than when we last worked together.
The books are looking great.
Well, thanks for noticing. We encourage, rather than a house style, we encourage the creative people to create styles for themselves so that kind of each book has its own style and is distinguishable by that style. Clearly, creative people like to work in an environment where they feel that what they do is more important than an environment in which they have established parameters in which to do their work.
I've noticed something else coming out this year that you're really heavily involved in is the DC First crossover. What's going on with it?
First Comics and ourselves announced a co-publishing arrangement in which we'd agreed to publish at least one book a year, and perhaps more than that, that would incorporate the favorite characters of both DC Comics and First Comics in one book. And true to our word, this coming July 4th, we're going to release the first of those books. It'll be Batman, John Sable, written and drawn by Mike Grell, who coincidentally worked at DC Comics earlier on and now is working for First Comics.
Comes around.
We sort of get full cycle out of some of our people, and he'll be working for us again in this fashion. Mike Gold and I are going to share the editing chores. Mike Gold will represent First Comics, and I'll represent DC Comics, and we're really looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot.
Good talking to you,
catching
Jack.
up with you again.
Hope I'll see you again before another 11 years goes by.
Let's find out about you, because you're the most important person here, I'm sure.
I'm Linda Roman, of course. I'm DC's Sales and Advertising Manager.
Oh, and you're tied in somehow with this sweatshirt, I presume.
Yes, I am. Since you asked,
yes, back to the sweatshirts.
At what we've got coming
You sure are quick.
1985.
What?
Plastic
What is she doing? Oh, Plastic Man, both sides.
Get that?
Oh yeah, it's like a record. Oh dear, is what's on the back? Oh, is it? It's Supergirl. Oh, and she's looking when she's busting those rocks. These are soon going to be available, I hope.
Yes, they're going to be in all the comic book stores in January, and we're going to have 12 different kinds. So one for every fan.
Okay, Mike Barr.
Hi, Jack. How you doing?
I see you've got yourself involved here with the Batman, the Outsiders, and the Star Trek Annual. You've got hands full.
Yeah, I'm working on. Yes, I've just done the plot for next summer's Star Trek Annual, Jack. It's a very exciting story. It's a flashback to Captain Kirk's first mission aboard the Enterprise. His first meeting with Mr. Spock and all the regular crew.
So then with the Star Trek, then you're going to go to the Batman and the Outsiders. What else is going on with Batman and the Outsiders?
As a matter of fact, it's interesting because the Star Trek Annual is being drawn by a Canadian artist named David Ross, and David is also drawing this summer's Batman and the Outsiders Annual.
Oh, I see. So you've got a whole creative integral team there.
And in the Batman and the Outsiders Annual has the wedding of Metamorpho and Sapphire Stagg, one of the Outsiders' founding members. And
yes, of course.
And the return, of course, of the Masters of Disaster, one of their villain groups.
Well, who else but?
And what else is going on in the Outsiders is the book is going hardcover, softcover, like the Legion of Superheroes and the New Teen Titans. Jim Aparo, the regular artist on Batman and the Outsiders, is moving over to the hardcover book, and an English artist named Alan Davis is doing the softcover book now, and doing some really good work too. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, great. Well, we'll be looking forward to that in the bookstores and the comic book stores.
Across this great land of ours, yes.
Well, this is a guy full of copy in his hands. Well, that's just not copy. That's
Nathaniel Dusk.
That's Nathaniel Dusk.
That's right.
He's back. And he's all over those pages.
Yes, because they told me this was your favorite book. I know that.
What's it?
I don't even know what it is, right?
Yes.
No, listen, this is a 1930s hard-boiled private eye book. It's going to be the original pencils being printed, and the coloring will merge. It won't have a watercolor effect. This is with the 1930s. We're using a kind of sepia tone.
Right.
All goals to get that tinted effect of the 1930s. I spent about 2 or 3 months just researching New York City in 1934 before I even wrote a page of this, so that we're a lot more accurate than we were the first time around. But people say, no, they wouldn't say that in 1934, they said that in 1936. Give me a break.
Well, the research is going to pay off, I think, in your project.
We did a whole bunch of stuff on Coney Island in 1934, And I must have got Gene Cohn, the artist, about 100 photos just to capture that place, all the rides and all the different things that existed right at that time. And right down to the weather, we're accurate what happened on those days in New York City. So it's kind of a lot of
It's an
fun.
entire research effort. Boy, that's quite... I'm looking forward to seeing it. Once again, this is John...
McGregor.
Len Wein, tell us a little bit about what you're doing here.
I'm the head writer and editor and all-around gopher on Who's Who, the definitive directory of the DC Universe, which is a 24-volume maxi series over the next 2 years covering in encyclopedic detail every character virtually we've ever published. All our major heroes, all our major villains, all of our major equipment and buildings and places of interest. Everything.
Oh, I'm excited.
No ads, different artists. It's being drawn by virtually every artist in the business. By the time it's done, if you don't know everything you need to know about the DC Universe, you will.
Okay, Todd, you are working on Omega Man.
Sure.
Could you tell us a little about what's going on with Omega Man?
Okay, well, we've got some new characters, and the old characters have been considerably changed. And we're tying continuity in more closely with Teen Titans and the Green Lantern Corps. And there'll be some surprises.
Like what?
Well, I can't tell you that.
This is the way this whole place is beginning to sound.
Can't give away my secrets yet.
Hi, you're Joe Orlando.
Yes, hi. I would like to propose a toast.
Oh, we're having a toast now.
A toast.
Why didn't you tell me?
Absolutely. A toast to the people who started DC Comics, who created the wonderful traditions that we now are the inheritors of.
Celebrating even.
And we're even celebrating.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'd toast that.
And I would like to toast to all of the people who are here who continue those traditions.
Yes.
Huh? No, wait, guys. Wait. I'd like to propose, better yet, to the fans who enable us to keep these traditions. Without them, where would we be? Yay! Salute!